And Gender Minister underlines the most important tool to ensure inclusivity and equality is smart cities.
Maldives Airport Company Limited MACL closes a part of the road linking Hulu and Hulumale and opens a new road for transportation. According to MACL, the road was closed as the highway linking up to China-Maldives Friendship Bridge. MACL said the new road will be used for various purposes, even after $1.2 million. Maldives Airport International Airport VIA will be completed by the end of July and will be ready for test flights in September. MACL assures with the completion of the runway, VIA The new runway would be 3,400 meters long and 65 meters wide, while the existing runway is 3,200 meters long and 45 meters wide. Furthermore, MACL said the taxiway linking the two runways and the new apron will also be completed as part of the project. Moreover, MACL said the process of certification will take at least 2 to 3 months before officially opening the new runway. The consultant of the project is conducted by well-known Surbana Jurong Private Limited of Singapore. The development of the new runway is part of the mega project which began in February 2017. MACL is also conducting another project at VIA to develop the new passenger terminal VIA. The expansion of VIA projects to be conducted in Maldives. Two members of United States University of Maldives, Dr. Mohammed Shahim Ali Said. In this regard, Director Robert T. Vince and Deputy Director Gregory J. Hamal of United States Information Support Team met with the Chancellor of IUM. During the visit, discussions were held with regard to counter-terrorism and major efforts by Islamic University of the Maldives to minimize the extreme thoughts and ideas of terrorism among the students of the university. A moderate Islamic culture and civilization and peace by confronting extremism in Maldives in international news headlines. Meanwhile, High Commissioner which will commence a postgraduate diploma in Sharia and postgraduate diploma in law. According to IUM, 56 courses will be conducted in the semester beginning in June, which includes Master of Teaching and Learning, Advanced Certificate in English for Travel and Tourism, and Advanced Certificate in Islamic Finance. IUM reveals information regarding courses will be available from the university website and the student service. Minister of Gender and Family Zanisha Shahid Zaki underlines the most important tool to ensure inclusivity and equality is smart cities. The minister made the remarks at the inauguration ceremony of the first forum of its kind to discuss how to make development disability inclusive.
Speaking at the inauguration ceremony of Promoting Disability Inclusive Development held at Hotel Jen, Minister of Gender and Family Zanisha Shahid Zaki highlighted the gradual changes in the lifestyle of Maldivians with the introduction of latest technology and services. Gender Minister Zanisha stated Maldivians make the best use of technology, saying it is important to establish a city that is technologically advanced. Moreover, Minister Zanisha noted the importance attached by the government in promoting smart cities and the numerous discussions held to establish a smart city. The minister expressed the smart city concept is designed in regard to universal designs which are important to enable the easy living of disabled population. Meanwhile, UN Resident Coordinator and UNDP Resident Representative to Maldives, Shoko Noda, lauded the projects initiated by the government to ensure every individual is accepted in the society. The Promoting Disability Inclusive Development Forum is held under the Smart Cities project, partnered by Uridu Maldives, Hulmala Development Corporation HDC and the United Nations Development Programme UNDP in Maldives. The Smart Cities project was launched in June 2017, focusing on Hulmale as a pilot zone. One of the key aspects of the project is to ensure the technological solutions introduced in a smart city remains inclusive and accessible to all its population. The forum aims to review and improve accessibility and inclusivity of persons with disabilities. Evidence and experience shows that persons with disabilities continue to experience barriers to participation in all aspects of society. When barriers to their inclusion are removed, persons with disabilities are empowered to participate fully in societal life and the entire community benefits. Even though the Maldives Disability Act enacted in 2010 emphasizes on accessibility, there remains shortfalls and challenges in implementation. The forum will assist in nurturing a culture where multiple stakeholders will take into account the various challenges faced by persons with disabilities and find ways on removing those barriers. The focus of the forum is highlighting challenges being experienced by persons with disabilities in exercising the rights as equal citizens, raising awareness of enabling mechanisms and opportunities that reduce these challenges, and enable persons with disabilities to participate as equal citizens in mainstream society, reflecting on progress made in the implementation of policies, programs and legislation that seek to improve the quality of life of persons with disabilities, and also developing recommendations and roll-out plan to eliminate barriers to accessibility and improve quality of life to be used as priorities for action. The ceremony held to inaugurate the forum was attended by Minister of Gender and Family Zenisha Shahid Zaki, Chief Executive Officer of Uridu Maldives Najib Khan, and UN Resident Coordinator and UNDP Resident Representative Shoko Noda. Apart from participants from various sectors, in attendance at the forum were members from civil society organizations advocating for the rights of persons with disabilities and the Disability Goodwill Ambassadors of Maldives.
Managing Director of Addu International Airport, Mohammed Latif, reveals plans to commence direct flights between Addu City and South Africa. Speaking with PSM News, Managing Director Mohammed Latif stated discussions are currently underway to begin direct flights within the last quarter of the year. In this regard, highlighting discussions with other airlines, Mohammed Latif said efforts are underway to commence scheduled flights during November or December. Furthermore, Addu International Airport revealed its management has held meetings with tour operators and hoteliers to boost the aviation sector in the city. Gang International Airport in Addu, Maldives. While the national airline Maldivian operates daily scheduled flights to Gang International Airport, Sri Lankan Airlines conducts 3 scheduled flights each week. Recently, in an interview with the China Central Television CCTV in Damascus, a political analyst says parties involved in the Syrian crisis may finally reach an agreement despite the tension escalation in its southern area since mid-May.
From May, the Syrian government has stationed large numbers of troops in the southern areas, and sporadic conflicts can be spotted from time to time. The southern areas is the de-escalation zone designated by Russia, the US and other countries. The latest development in the area has led to repeated warnings from the US to the Syrian government forces and Russia. Nevertheless, a political analyst in Damascus, Sarkis Kasagian, believed an agreement could finally be reached as the southern Syria has limited strategic value to the US.
It's not strategically important area for US and for the international committee that is existing in the Syrian crisis. So this is why I think that they will arrive to an agreement at the end. But of course we'll continue hearing tough statements in trying to get as more as they could from the negotiations with Russia.
Kassagian added that the US always plays the same trick before sitting down at table. Every time it tries to give tough statements and take tough positions, but at the end the finished result is almost opposite. Kassagian said the area's proximity to Israel is another fact that leaves the situation still complicated. Israel had launched attacks against the Iranian forces and Hezbollah fighters in Syria. So whether the Iranian forces and Hezbollah fighters will be involved in the war in southern Syria or not decides the attitude of Israel.
People gather outside the White House to protest the Trump administration's family separation immigration policy concerning immigrants crossing the U.S.-Mexican border.
The family separation or zero-tolerance policy of U.S. President Donald Trump has separated more than 2,000 children from their parents who crossed illegally from Mexico to the U.S. and has ignited a great deal of criticism in the country and abroad.
The children belong with their families. We should not be separating children from their families, and now that we must return the children to their families. This is unconscionable. They're not thieves, they're not criminals, they're people who should not be incarcerated, and their children should not be spending unlimited periods of time in prison.
Some said Trump's hardline stand on immigration specifically targets the Hispanics.
See children being taken away from their parents with no plan to bring them back. We don't know how or when they'll ever be reunited. The president and the administration knows that this doesn't work.
Trump signaled that he is seeking delay on immigration legislation until after November midterm elections, after the Republicans in the House of Representatives twice delayed a vote on a moderate or compromise immigration bill amid chaos over his practice of separating families.
The administration has a specific view of who they want to be part of America, and they're doing everything they can to inflict pain and fear in communities of color and immigrant communities.
The Organization of Petroleum Exporting Countries, OPEC member states, agree to increase the oil production by 1 million barrels per day from July 1st.
Experts say as some of them are not able to increase their production, while others are not allowed to make up in their stated, the actual output could be less than the 1 million barrel target. President of OPEC Conference, Energy and Industry Minister of United Arab Emirates, Suhail Mohammed Al-Mazroui, said the group is considering on the overall rather than individuality.
The group is concerned on the overall rather than individually, and I think this is quite achievement. You don't see this usually in organizations. Everyone is looking at his own interest. I think the fact that collectively this group have reached to this conclusion is a testimony that OPEC is caring about the market stability.
OPEC member states and other world oil pumpers have jointly cut their production by 1.2 million barrels per day since 2016 to balance the oil market for 18 months. However, due to the limited productivity of some countries like Libya and Venezuela, the actual production reduction has overpassed the agreed amount, lifting the oil prices to the maximum of $80 per barrel from $27 at the end of 2016.
A thunderous strike by Granit Xhaka and a last-minute breakaway goal by Xherdan Shaqiri gives Switzerland a 2-1 win over Serbia in a swashbuckling World Cup Group E match tinged with Balkan rivalry.
Serbia went ahead with an Aleksandar Mitrovic header after 5 minutes to the delight of their fervent supporters at the Kaliningrad Stadium. However, Xhaka silenced the Serbian contingent in the 52nd minute when he rifled home a loose ball in spectacular style from 25 meters before Shaqiri broke away to win the game at the death. Xhaka and Shaqiri are among several members of the Swiss squad who are of Kosovo heritage, which added an extra dimension to the match.
Yeah, it was crazy.
We slept the first 10 minutes completely. We got one goal. Serbia played super well. We made it! And we came back second half. We scored the second goal. And it was crazy.
The result left Brazil 2-0 winners over Costa Rica, top with 4 points ahead of Switzerland on goal difference with Serbia on 3. Brazil and Serbia meet in their final game while the Swiss face Costa Rica, already eliminated after losing their first 2 games.
Your friend's wife would not let him come to the World Cup. Bring a life-size cardboard cut out of him. This is what a group of Mexican fans did when their friend could not come to the World Cup with them, and they took photos of him having fun with them along the way.
The life-size cardboard cutout of their friend who pulled out of the trip of a lifetime at the last minute has travelled all the way to Russia in a renovated school bus, while fans of the two-dimensional Mexican taking selfies of him on the way. The huge cardboard picture shows his bearded friend Javier with a sad look on his face wearing a t-shirt.
We thought about it for a while, but the actual building took 4 weeks for the inside, and we painted the outside in about 10 days because a lot of people helped, actually a lot of people that didn't come, but a lot of friends in Mexico helped us paint. Some people designed it for us. The design, we're not designers, so we couldn't do that.
The cardboard companion has travelled with a group of friends in the bus they designed especially for the tournament, and they danced with it at the fan zone in Rostov-on-Don, where Mexico, who upset Germany 1-0 in their first game, play South Korea.
Well, that's it for now. Stay tuned for updates of recent current affairs stories here on PSM News. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.